And Speaker Sonny Belmonte is optimistic that the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments can come up with its report on charter change before Congress adjourns sine die its first regular session on June 13th. Belmonte also believes that he can muster the needed 3/4 votes of the lower chamber should the time to vote comes. The Speaker made the statement as the House Committee started deliberations on the proposed amendments to the certain economic provisions of the Constitution. Freddie Abando filed this report.
Resolution number 1, proposed by Speaker Feliciano Belmonte to amend economic provisions of the 1987 Constitution, was the issue of the day in the House. The House Committee on Constitutional Amendments started its 2-day public hearings on the provisions of the Charter deemed urgent to be amended to enhance the country's competitiveness to attract foreign investments. Bayan Muna Party List Congressman Nery Colmenares questioned the proceeding as out of order since the House is exercising its constituent powers in amending the Constitution. Colmenares said the House should have drafted first a set of rules to govern the process. Rodolfo Fariñas made it clear Section 20 of the House Rules provides the basis to proceed with the exercise.
We are acting here as a separate entity from our actions as ordinary members of Congress. And that is why, Madam Chair, this procedural issue must be resolved. We need a resolution to constitute ourselves as a constituent assembly, and that we must have rules, Madam Chair, guiding us in these deliberations. Otherwise, Madam Chair, we could be hailed to court again for an unconstitutional act.
The mode that we are approaching here is a surgical and clear amendment to the Constitution, proposal to amend the Constitution. Now, if we were going to constitute ourselves into a constituent assembly where we will overhaul, revise, or change the whole Constitution, then we may have to have a new rules. Because how will we go about it? But this one, there are specific provisions only, and on the matter is Rule 20, which already clearly defines the procedure. Whether there is one in the Senate or not is immaterial, because if there is none, then it will die.
To complete the process, the House and the Senate will approve the amendments via a vote of 3/4 of all its members. The phrase "unless otherwise provided by law" will be inserted in 7 economic provisions. Each provision will be voted on separately. Both chambers will set the date for the plebiscite for the people to vote for the approval or the rejection of the proposed amendments. The President will have the final say.
Section 140 proposals, and I quote, "The Congress, upon a vote of 3/4 of all its members, may propose amendments to or revision of the Constitution." Under Section 141, form of proposals and procedure for adoption. Proposals to amend or revise the Constitution shall be by a resolution which may be filed at any time by any. The adoption of the resolutions proposing amendments to or revision of the Constitution shall follow the procedure for the enactment of the bills, unquote. So it is not correct to say that we do not have any rules insofar as proposing amendments to the Constitution are concerned.
Congressman Rufus Rodriguez and others withdrew their bills to support the resolution of Speaker Belmonte. Belmonte is confident his resolution has the support of the majority of the House. The Speaker stressed that the amendments will go a long way in attracting the much-needed foreign direct investments to generate more jobs and reduce poverty incidence in the country.
This itself changes nothing. Ito, the nitty-gritty will still have to be discussed by Congress, by the Senate, and by the President, because it is the changes are by law, which necessarily involves the President in his capacity to veto or to approve. Yung substance, it is only the process that is really affected here, but the substance is still subject to all of the necessary discussion.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.